My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 313, High Speed, Long Range, Mobile Cannon. Last we left off, Deku has been on the run, being chased down by Lady Nagant, who is basically a human sniper rifle. And All Might got, bombed, but his car survived because he's got the Jeans Mobile. And he swerves out of the way. He's like, yeah. Any other car besides Hercules. The car is called Hercules.
That's pretty lit.
Yeah. He's swerving out of the way, but then he notices the two guys that look like they have the Thunder Spears from Attack on Titan. They pull up and they just throw them at him. And All Might just shoots out of the car before they could blow it up with the Thunder Spears. And the two goons are just like, oh shit, that's actually All Might. He's like, he ain't nothing now. Look at his wasted body. The real All Might died a while ago. And they're about to square off against All Might, and he says, stand aside. He's like, that boy has borne so much more than a burden than I ever have. A burden I forced on him. If the day anything happens to that kid is the day I die. And he kind of intimidates them. Because he is still All Might, I guess.
It's about to happen to Midoriya.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Yeah. Meanwhile, speaking of which, Midoriya is just zipping and zapping around, trying to stay out of her line of sight. He senses bullets coming at him. He kicks one away, but another one comes in and slices him from the side. And she's like, damn, what the fuck? Does she have backup or something? And then she looks like, oh, wait. No, of course, All For One would give a contractor something extra. And he peeps her airwalking. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool pattern. She's just skipping on the air. And she basically...
She shot behind her. No looking. Not even looking.
Yeah, and 360 no-scoped him. Just kabam! And he's like, well, being closer means quicker shots in succession. So the fourth can't help me react fast enough. So let's use the sixth. And he uses smokescreen to kind of just keep her off her, keep her out of, seeing him. And the sixth user for One For All comes up as yo, that much smoke output puts you at risk. Even once you get out of the smoke, you're fucked. And he's just I'm trying to buy time. And all of this output starts to take a toll as Midoriya just kind of crouches over. He's just fuck. And he's like, no, don't try to do that. That's even more dangerous. And the third user pulls up and he's like, I know what you're trying to do, but you're not good enough yet. And he says, you've admitted it yourself. And Midoriya remembers that talk that he had with Endeavor about how to kind of train yourself and train your quirk. And, the basic lesson of figure out how to handle two processes at once subconsciously. And once you got that down, throw in another thing. And Midoriya's, kind of not doing that right now. He's just kind of throwing everything against the wall at this point. And Midoriya's like, I don't have time for this right now. I have to get Lady Nagant to tell me where One For All and All For One and Shigaraki are, and then I'll go after them next. So then he starts to activate the third's quirk, Fajin. And we cut.
I did some research on this, by the way.
Okay, cool. Wait, don't reveal yet.
After. Yeah.
I know. After that, yeah, I just wanted to let that be known.
Nice.
Okay, so we cut back over to Lady Nagant, who's hovering over the air using a super mega sniper rifle. She even has a scope on her eye. It's kind of cool, not gonna lie. And she fires off. She notices Midoriya just pull out of the smoke. She fires off, and it just goes straight through him. And it turns out it's not him. You see this little darkness thing just emerge, and she's like, a decoy. What's he up to? And she notices more people coming out of the smoke. She shoots all of them. None of them are Midoriya. More darkness underneath all of the things that are covering them. One's got his backpack. One's got his hood. when it's just the darkness thing. And she's like, hide and smoke all you want. You won't get away. And then through the building, all you hear is just like a rumbling coming from the building directly underneath her. And Midoriya just shoots the fuck out and grabs her arm. And is like, too bad I'm not in the smoke. And that's where the chapter ends. Midoriya has seemingly caught up to Lady Nagant and is in close quarters with her. And that's where the chapter ends.
That was pretty slick.
It was pretty cool. Shadow Clone Jutsu looks like, but I guess Brian has some research on the contrary.
Okay, so essentially, I did some research on Chinese martial art.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've also watched a couple of anime videos too, anime YouTube videos to kind of get other people's thoughts on it. And apparently, Fajin comes from Chinese martial art where it's not even really about striking. There's no real striking technique involved with it. It's about discharging energy or kind of building up energy and then letting it out in a certain manner. What I think is it's like Deku just built up kinetic energy and then he used it to kind of supercharge a jump or you could use it to supercharge certain actions. So use Black Whip as a way to throw around all these diversions and shit.
Was that Black Whip?
And then
That's what I thought it was.
Actually Black Whip?
That's actually what I thought it was. I was like, what is that Fajin? And then I was like,
yeah, I thought that
No. He was using Black Whip to throw those little diversions. And then I guess he went inside of a building and then used Fajin to jump through every single floor of that building to get to her.
I see.
Without her seeing him.
Yeah, okay, that makes kind of sense to me because I actually thought this was Black Whip. I'm like, that can't be Fajin. It looks too much like Black Whip. Like, because you see the little black squiggly lines.
He just he just used two quirks to set up Fajin because Fajin looks like needs time to use.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get an explanation immediately, like following the next chapter. But if that's what it is,
you could tell all of these things are kind of like extended, like they're connected. So he probably put them out real quick and then just shot up.
Yeah,
because it happened very fast.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was really dope.
This was really cool as well. I didn't expect any of this.
Yeah, it was so close.
This is a cool little
so close
strategy. And this is Midoriya kind of running on fumes. He hasn't been sleeping a lot, and he's very much working overtime. So even when he's kind of like not at his best, he's still trying to be a little more strategic. And this may be like Midoriya may be just like too eager or too excited at this point, and I think that's the moral of this arc, is that Midoriya is just going too hard, and he can't just be like all day all night burning the midnight oil, just fucking going after these guys. I suspect that Lady Nagant's gonna pull it off because she seems to be a pro hero. Like, she is a pro hero, and I think she'll have more experience fighting than Midoriya does. I think she'll just like come out of this the victor in the end. I still think that, but it was cool to see Midoriya like try to go toe to toe with someone who's like this smart and this capable. You guys have thoughts?
No, not really. Yeah, you know what?
This was like such a good fucking chapter.
I hope he truly sacrificed that Hood Gran Torino skull thing.
He did. I mean, they're destroyed.
Oh, come on.
They're good.
They're destroyed. Like she destroyed his hood.
I think the scarf is still there, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's destroyed. You're right.
No, all those things are fucked.
When she looks at the decoy, look, we're still a decoy. Look, it's still there.
Oh, you're right.
Annoying. Let me see. But it's still there. She missed all the actual
things that you hate. She missed everything I hate. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he could very well just never get those things back.
Hopefully he forgets about them. He's like, oh, man, whatever.
And she's gonna take them, and she's not exactly gonna go back for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this was a cool chapter. I'm very into it. I can't wait to see what the Fajin really is. I'm excited for it. Any more thoughts before we move on?
No.
All right.
If Fajin ends up being as cool as I think it is, this is a fucking dope fucking experience for my hero.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for the future of it. I'm really interested in what the second user's quirk is.
When you talked about energy and it not being about striking per se, I immediately was like, oh, does it mean shooting blast? Saving up energy and just blasting? But no. It's just storing energy and using it for a burst. But he can use it for punches, right?
Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll get more specific.
Probably, yeah. I mean, you could still use it
because he has float.
No. What I think it's going to end up being is going to be like a crowd control type of quirk. You know, like something that he could use to make some distance between people, like to push somebody away or to get away from somebody instantaneously, like if he needs to, or some way to, like just like how he did here, you could use it to close the distance really fast. Like it's just a short-term like CC quirk.
I don't know what that means.
CC is another way of saying crowd control.
Oh,
CC.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna try. You know, like I don't know. Congestion.
Basically, he could use it for his own energy, or he could use it kind of like Pain did with those force pushes.
Oh
like
my G! Force pushes are pretty cool. If he could do force
I feel like him using it for. I think him using it for striking would be kind of like not very useful because he already has All Might Strength. So there's no reason to really add more to that. I think him using it to in more creative ways would be more interesting.
On the contrary,
but I'm pretty sure we have a blast quirk coming with the second user because of those gauntlets. So we'll see.
You know what? I agree with that last thing you said, but I was gonna say, on the contrary, it could be something that is, you know, like instead of just another like tool, you know what I'm saying, like for like mobility or whatever. Maybe it is something offensive where he could use it in conjunction with like his strength, to kind of shoot like, you know, I don't know. I guess if the next quirk is going to be blast, then he already has a projectile. I figured he was onto something when he was trying to like use projectiles to hit people. You know, when he's able to punch and send those airwaves. I thought maybe he used Fajin like that. Like if not to like, you know, use the kinetic energy to launch himself, maybe he can use it to launch like air or whatever, like a stronger version of what he had before.
I'm sure there's some creative ways that he could do this.
Yeah.
But if he gets something like that, it would, you know, it kind of is redundant with
long range quirk. That's the second.
I don't know. I think Float and Black Whip are redundant, but at the same time,
I think so too. I think you're actually kind of right about that.
Completely different forms of mobility.
Yeah, because we don't know the specifics of Float, because we don't know if that necessarily means he can fly or if he's just like literally floating in one spot. Because he seems to need Black Whip to maneuver in the air. I think like Float just allows him to like fly upward and one like up and down, whereas Black Whip just like gives him more mobility, and that's what could save him from being redundant. But I kind of agree. As it stands, like that's how I felt as well with Float and Black Whip. I prefer Black Whip because aesthetically it's the cooler quirk.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And then Fajin, if it really is just a means to another mobility type of quirk, that would be kind of annoying. I don't mind if there's another utility quirk.
Me too.
Because at the end of the day, he's a powerhouse. He's a beat 'em up type of guy. He's got that super strength. He doesn't really need more offensive skills. But I don't want to see redundancy just because the author thinks that this is some cool shit.
Yeah, I would love Force Blast. I will deal with like almighty push pain style Force Blast from Fajin. That would be fire. But I don't know. I don't know.
Non-lethal.
Yeah.
Well, it could be, maybe.
Like concussive blasts, you know? Just like it doesn't kill you, but it's just like blam. It'd be
Clear
cool.
rubble away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hero shape.
Into it though. Excited for next chapter.